So yeah, this is the first time I sit in front of a camera in like almost 3 months now, so it was like super awkward. I'm like, don't remember how to do this at all, but I do have a few videos that will come up before that, so you may not notice this awkwardness. Yeah, sorry if I've been away from YouTube. Probably apologize in another video, but all this rambling, see, that's what I mean. I'm not used to it anymore. I'm pregnant. And I'm assuming I made a pregnancy announcement before this, otherwise it's just like, bam, I'm pregnant. What's up? I don't know that I will be able to make like weekly updates because that's a big commitment for 40 weeks. But I am almost 6 weeks pregnant right now. I'm like 5 weeks and 6 days, so tomorrow's 6 weeks. So this is my 5-week update. The week I found out, the week it all happened. And I kind of want to share like what I've experienced so far, how it is going, because especially, okay, so I feel like I kind of need to do a little background. I don't know if I'm going to talk about this in my pregnancy announcement, but I just feel like people usually don't come out with like I'm pregnant until like they're like done with their first trimesters because of like potential risk of miscarriage and things like that. And like I'm honestly like, one, not worried, but also I mean, I guess I'm worried like anybody would be worried, but like not overly worried. But also like if it happens, so it happens, and I would talk about that too. Like I'm a very open person, and that's the kind of experience I really want to put out there and have people be able to relate to anyways, so I would never hide that. So so yeah, so like heck with the waiting, like I'm just gonna tell you right away, I'm pregnant. And no, it wasn't an accident, okay? Like, the doctor at the hospital just thought it was an accident, but it's not. I will tell you the story, but, yeah, so, where do I start? I am 5 weeks pregnant, 6 weeks pregnant almost, and I found out last Friday, and right now we're Wednesday, so I've known for less than a week, so you're totally in the loop. And we conceived in Thailand. Like, you know, I went to Thailand, we conceived in Thailand, so that's pretty cool. Like, our baby was made in Thailand, and that's for sure. And what else? I guess should I just hop into the symptoms? I really don't know how these go, but yeah, okay, first of all, I'm already pregnancy braining, because what I was trying to say is that most people don't talk about it because like of all this stuff, right? And like, so I find it really hard. Like, I don't see anybody talk about the first few weeks, like when you just find out. Like, I looked all over the internet and everybody starts at like 15 weeks and stuff, and I'm just like, I need to know what's happening right now, like not in 10 weeks, like that's way too far along. Like, I need to know what's up right now. So I'm doing this for all the people who are like me and are just like, does anybody ever talk about the first few weeks? Yes, I do. So you found me and you can relate to me, maybe, hopefully, we'll see. Alright, so let's start with the symptoms. I made a list because I'm like all over the place. I keep forgetting things. Like, I knew pregnancy brain was a thing. I thought it would happen like way later on, but shit's happening right now. Alright. Let's see. Alright, let's start with when I found out, because that would be the first thing. I did not film it or anything, so I'm sorry I don't have a reaction video like most people do. I'm honestly gonna fail this like pregnancy vlogging, like 21st century, like really crazy stuff. But it's cool. If you're like me, you're just a normal person, you don't have to do all these things either. So yeah, I did not film it because I peed on the stick and it was like, I couldn't see anything, and then when it dried out, it was like a very faint line. And I was like, I looked online and like people said there was such a thing as evaporation line, so I was like, that's probably it. And I took another test a few days later, and it was about the same thing. Like, it was maybe very, very slightly darker, but you could barely tell. You really have to check. And that also happened like after the 5 minutes, and it says like don't read it after 5 minutes. I have these like really cheap like box of Amazon little sticks, like pregnancy test at home, so they're like not the best quality, but because we were trying to get pregnant, I didn't want to buy like $15 tests. Like, the whole box is $10, so I was like, let's go with the cheap stuff. Maybe you should have invested in a few good ones. So yeah, so I still was very unsure, but then like I had a tiny little bit of spotting that didn't look like any of the period spotting I would have ever had a couple days before my expected period. And my boobs started being very sore. But lately my boobs have been sore. That's gonna be TMI, sorry. My boobs have been sore, like, in general when I'm about to have my period anyway, so I didn't really think too much of it, but I had sore boobs. And I had very light spotting, like 1 or 2 days maybe, I think, before my period, or maybe a few days before, whatever. And then, yeah, so I didn't test until like my period is usually 29 days, and I tested on day 31, and that's when I had a very faint line. And then on day like 33, I had a very faint line. So then on day 34, I think, or no, on day 36 actually. So I waited a long time. I was like, my period is a whole week late. This is not normal. So I went to the emergency room. That sounds like very dramatic, but here, like in this tiny little village, there's no like walk-in clinic, so that's glorified walk-in clinic. Nobody goes there for actual emergencies, really. So I went there, and they made me do a urine test, and then when he came in the room, it was really funny because I know I look young and stuff, right? I did do the 10-year challenge, and it was really funny because I look exactly the same as 10 years ago. So, and I looked young when I was 14 too, so. So the guy like probably didn't look at my birthday, and he was just like, okay, a teenager in my emergency room. And he was like, so your test came back positive. And then he was just like talking to me. I was just like really excited inside, but I didn't even smile. Like I was like really composed. I thought I was gonna be like crying and stuff, but I was just like, okay. And then he's just talking and talking and talking, and then eventually I mentioned my husband. He's like, oh, so were you trying? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, oh, well, congratulations then. So like obviously he thought it wasn't a good news, when it obviously was. So yeah, I guess like I didn't really mention, but Tim and I had been like thinking about trying a little bit. It was kind of difficult with like our schedules and being away and stuff, and trying to time so like the baby wouldn't come at a really bad time for like his trainings and stuff like that. So we've been wanting to try, but like kind of not actively trying too much because of that. And then ever since I think maybe the fall, we've been more consistently trying. And I guess I did talk about like my hormonal imbalances on the planet, on the channel before. But yeah, so I had some hormonal issues. I saw an acupuncturist, and I did all these things. I'm actually working on the course that's called Mindful Fertility that I will try to publish at some point this year. That kind of shares all the little holistic things that I did do to like help gain my fertility back and stuff, because at first I was not fertile. I was not gonna get pregnant. So yeah, so that's coming. And I did do a 4-part, like 4-episode series on my podcast. I don't know if I announced that, but I have a podcast. It's called Plantiful Mama Podcast. And a new Instagram, that's plantiful_mama. A new website, plantiful-mama.com. What's up? Self-promotion right here. So yeah, so I did 4 episodes on conscious conception. I don't know if that I said that, but I did that. So, and I talk a little bit about what I did as well. So anyways, yeah, so we've been trying, and actually in December we decided not to try. I'll probably talk about that on the podcast, but we decided not to try because we were in Thailand, and like I figured my body would be all messed up, my hormones would be all over the place because they were already slightly unstable. And well, they were doing better, but I was just like still doubting them, you know. Sorry, hormones, you did so good for me. But yeah, so I was just like, with all the traveling, like 12-hour like the jet lag or time difference, whatever, I was just like, this is gonna throw me all off. I'm not gonna take my body temperature like I did every morning for the past 2 years, and I'm just not gonna like really think about when I'm ovulating or anything. And yeah, it's just like whatever. And yeah, so I didn't really track my ovulation or anything, but for the past few months I've been in sync with the moon. So I did have my ovulation on the full moon and my period on the new moon every single month. So looking back, when I just checked when the full moon was, I could tell exactly when I probably ovulated. And we did have sex 2 days before that, so I guess it happened. So yeah, so like I had trouble believing it was happening when I started like noticing it, because I was just like, we didn't really try. Like, how would this happen? We've been trying and it didn't happen, so why would not trying work? So I was kind of confused, but it did happen. And I can read you what Tim said, but basically I just texted him like when I got out of the emergency room, and I was just like, I'm pregnant. I just said that, like no emojis, no nothing. We're like that kind of couple. I'm pregnant. And he was like, woo, let's go. I think that's what he said, like with like a lot of ooh and a lot of oh. But he kind of he kept teasing me that I was pregnant like a few days before, when like I was taking the test. He was like, you're totally pregnant, like your period's never late, you're pregnant, like, you know. And I was just like doubting until it was official. So that's when we found out. I called my mom. She wasn't my grandparents, so she told my grandparents. Then I called my dad and my sister. I just told them. And that night we called Tim's parents on FaceTime. They were like super worried, because they were like, since when do you call us? Because I call my family, but Tim doesn't call his family, so they were like, what's wrong? And when we told them we were pregnant, they were like super happy, because for both of us, we are the first children of our parents to have kids, so they're becoming grandparents for the first time right now. So they're obviously very excited. And then we called his brother as well and announced that to him. That's the only people we've told so far, really. Like I told a couple friends, like over messages, and that's it. And he did tell a few of his friends, so we're not really waiting or whatever. Oops. Alright, so how we told our families, now symptoms. Alright, so like I said, this is going to be a very long video, especially because I don't want to edit it, so it's probably just going to be like very barely edited, so bear with me, I'm sorry. The other weeks, updates are not going to be as bad. This is really just like the first week, so there's so much to tell, but the other weeks will probably be very short, so I apologize. First symptoms was sore breast, and they got way worse. Like at first they were like period sore, but then they got way worse. And then very light pink spotting a few days before expected period, like I said. Then I missed my period. I started going to the bathroom a lot. That also did not click with me, because in my head, like, you only did that at the very end when the baby was pushing on your bladder, but apparently you're already starting to build up fluid, so you're already peeing a lot. Then my boobs grew so much. Like Tim noticed too. It's like my boobs are so big. I'm only 5 weeks, well like 6 weeks now pregnant, and my boobs are like so big. Like they used to be the size of my hands, and now they're like way bigger. Like it's just crazy. You may have noticed in this video, but and today's not too bad. There's been worse days, but I have shortness of breath. I have like, I'm always catching my breath, and it's kind of hard. I've had very mild cramping, like in my lower abdominal region, which I was worried about, but apparently is normal. Yeah, I started with very mild fatigue, and the more the week goes along, the more tired I am. And I've been taking like 1 hour naps and going to bed at like 8 to 9 p.m. every day. But I do wake up at like 5:30 every morning, because Tim has to get up for work and I have to take care of the dogs. So yeah. Then heightened sense of smell. It's not too bad yet, but there's already some smells that I'm really having an aversion to. Like a specific kind of pita bread that Tim has, and cumin. Like when he does like Spanish rice or Mexican rice with a lot of cumin, it's just like, ugh. But I already did not like too much cumin smell. Like I like a little bit, but like too much is just like, ugh. I already did not like it. It doesn't make me very nauseous. It just makes me like a little queasy a bit, I guess. I had some light heartburn and some like stomach cramps, I guess, for a few days. But it's been resolved so far. I've had body temperature issues, but I'm never very regulated, so who knows. It's kind of hard sometimes to tell whether things are happening because you're pregnant or just weird things that happen to you in general. Or sometimes you see things that are not happening, you know, like it's kind of hard. Anyways, I'm thirstier than usual, that's for sure. Like I've been downing like at least like 7 cups like this a day, because I'm always parched. But that's probably also why I pee a lot. But I started peeing a lot before I started drinking a lot, but then I needed to hydrate a lot, so. I'm extremely bloated. Like, I have a permanent food baby, which will be replaced by a real baby soon enough. Which is supposed to be normal, I'm assuming, like fluid retention and all these things. like my stomach feels tight. Like if I stretch up like this, like it feels like I don't have enough skin, and that might be due to bloating. I'm not too sure, but I do experience that, and that's not something I see online a lot. I've been very emotional. I mean, I'm a very emotional person to begin with, but like I'm extra emotional. Like Tim cannot handle. He's just like, wow. I cried everything, absolutely everything. And last but not least is very mild nauseous. I started experiencing some nauseous like around 7 or 8 p.m. when I'm about to go to bed. And I haven't really been doing anything for it because it's not too bad yet. So I just eat like some crackers, and that kind of does it, and then I just fall asleep. I sleep very well. I know some people have trouble with insomnia. I have no problem with that. Some people have trouble with digestion and constipation. I'm taking the best poops of my life right now, so no problem in that area either. Sorry, that's really TMI. I'm so sorry. Yeah. And finally, cravings. Like, I don't think I have any cravings, like real cravings so far, but I'm really gravitating, or I really want to eat a lot of vegetables, which is weird because I don't even like vegetables in general, but I'm really into broccoli. Like, I want broccoli all the time. Broccoli and peanut butter. I know that's weird. Maybe that's weird. But I already did like broccoli and peanut butter noodles, so like, I just like that. So broccoli, peanut butter, and green smoothies. I'm also really liking green smoothies, but I was already drinking that before and liked it. But I want it. Like when I don't have it in the morning, I feel sad. That's what I want right now. So I guess that's good because I'm not craving like junk food. I'm like craving healthier food than my normal food. So I'm eating like way more broccoli than usual. I'm getting all my vitamins. I'll talk about my supplements later in some other video. This is long enough. I want to talk about the books that I've been reading. So the first one is Mama Glow, Hip Guide to Your Fabulous Abundant Pregnancy by Latham Thomas. And I just read like the first trimester part, so I will read it by trimesters. I'm not going to read the rest right away. So there's a lot of books that will be like half read for like 9 months. And another one I've been reading, I just started actually this morning, so I have to catch up, but it's the Mama Natural Week by Week Guide to Pregnancy and Childbirth by Genevieve Howland. Yeah, so this one is like week by week, so right now I have to read like week 1 through 6, I guess. So I'm going to be doing that in the next few days. And I also just like scrolled through a little bit of the What to Expect When You're Expecting by Heidi Murkoff. But I did read the beginning of that book before, so I don't really have to read everything. Just like scroll through the titles and read the sections that apply to me more. Yeah. And on audiobook, I'm actually listening to an audiobook about pregnancy too. It's called The Shit No One Tells You About Pregnancy by Dais. I don't know actually how to say her name, but D-A-I-S. Yeah, and it's actually really funny. It's very humoristic. She's kind of like very sarcastic, but it's interesting. It's funny. Lifting up my mood when I'm tired and cranky. So yeah, and I'm almost done with that. So I don't know what I'm gonna listen to next. Next is I've been journaling, and I found this like really cute journal. I don't know if you'll be able to read what it says on that. But yeah, like it just so happened that it said like, I found it at Chapters or Indigo, and it said like, small things become great things when done with love. And I know it's not meant to be like about pregnancy, like it's just a notebook, but I thought it like tied into pregnancy really well, and it's like a very subtle, nice notebook that looks like a pregnancy notebook. So I don't know, I got that. And yeah, I've just been journaling a bunch and like scrapbooking my, oh, so that's what the pregnancy tests look like, see, like tiny little sticks. So yeah, I take that in there. I'm weird. There's pee in my notebook now. Dried pee. I'm weird, but whatever. Alright, let's move on because I got other things to talk about. So I created a membership with Plantiful Mama that I'll probably have talked about, but it's called Mama Stay monthly membership, and right now it's just $5, and it has like a prenatal yoga class because I did do my prenatal, postnatal, and fertility yoga teacher training over Christmas break. I was very busy. And it has like meditations, which I'm actually listening to myself because I really like them. Very self-promoting myself, but I like my meditations. So they are guided meditations for pregnancy. I also have some journaling prompts, book of the month, and like all kinds of other resources, some recipes and stuff. So yeah, I will leave the links in the description box if you want to check it out. But I've been doing that, and it's nice that I can like do that as I go through my own pregnancy now, but I was going to do it anyways with my training. Next is the apps. So the apps on my phone, I have my favorite ones are Babycenter and the Ovia pregnancy app. So Babycenter is like really good, especially I think for like the videos of like they have like week by week videos of like fetal development and stuff, and I find that really interesting and I really like them. And sometimes they have interesting stuff, and I like to track like how many days and weeks I'm in. And then the Ovia pregnancy app also has a bunch of articles and stuff, but I mostly use it to like because you can track all your symptoms, so I just like checking all the symptoms every day or the days that I remember. So I just like have a better idea, and if I ever need to consult with a practitioner, then I can just show them that. And I have a few more apps on my phone that I use less, and it's the What to Expect app and the Bump app. So I have them as backups or when I want to read other articles, but I don't go to them every day. And lastly, one other app I really enjoy is the Mama Natural Affirmation app, and they have the affirmation cards, but they're kind of expensive and the app is really cheap. So I started using the app, and a lot of them have to do with childbirth, which very far from yet, but for now. But there's still a bunch of other cards that are about like just general pregnancy that I do enjoy. I'm out of breath. And finally, I'm almost done. So this is not too bad. Like, this is a 20-minute long video. I thought it was going to be 30-40 minutes at that point. But I've been talking very fast, so I'm sorry if I was very fast. Movies that I didn't watch movies. I watched documentaries. So I signed up for this, like, foodmatters.tv or something, which is, like, Netflix for, like, documentaries. And, like, there's a bunch of food things and all. I don't know. Just look it up. There's a trial. It's not sponsored. It's just like I did the trial because I wanted to watch this Transcendence 4-part documentary that kept popping in my Instagram ads because it has like Gabby Bernstein and one of my mentors, Koya Webb, and a bunch of other people in it. So I was just like, I want to watch that. So I started watching that, but I didn't finish it. But I did watch The Business of Being Born, which was incredible. I made Tim watch it too while he was playing video games, so I didn't force him to watch it, but he did listen to it. And I started watching like one of the 4 parts of the More Business of Being Born as well. But they have a ton of other documentaries that have to do with pregnancy and stuff. Like, I think they have one called The Milky Way and one The Face of Birth, and I don't know the other ones, but there's a bunch more. So I'll be watching a bunch of those for sure. I will let you know. But those are the 2 that I watched so far. I watched the Down on the Farm Ina May Gaskin. Ina May Gaskin, I think her name is. So I think that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed the video and you're looking forward to more updates. Like I said, I don't know if they will be weekly because I don't know how much is going to change between week 5 and week 6, you know? Like, I'm probably not even going to see anybody for like another few weeks because there's like a wait list. I did call the midwifery center. I would like to work with a midwife, and I'm on some kind of wait list for September. I'm like, how many people can be delivering in September? It's not like you can actually plan that before you get pregnant, and I got pregnant pretty early. My due date is actually September 13th, approximately, right? But that's the due date according to the apps. So yeah, hopefully they give me a call back soon and I can see one soon. But I'm also on a wait list to like get a family doctor because obviously we're not here for a very long time, and so like I don't have a family doctor because we keep moving around, and because this is a very small town, they don't have OBs track you through your pregnancy because there's just not enough. So you have a family doctor track you through your pregnancy, and then you see an OB when you're about to deliver. I think something like that. So I'm supposed to see a doctor somewhere somehow. So I'm on the wait list for that too. So we'll see how that goes. Welcome to the Canadian healthcare system. Just wait lists and wait lists and wait lists. So yeah, hopefully you can see somebody sometime soon. Yeah, I guess that's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being patient and listening to my rambling, my very not well sorted thoughts, and my very unedited video because I'm not feeling like editing at all. Like, I've been postponing editing the Thailand vlog for so long, and it doesn't even have any voices on it. Like, it's just putting images and music, and I still don't feel like doing it. And I've been postponing filming the other videos that will probably go up before this one, where I'm just like, Happy New Year and I'm pregnant, because I just don't feel, first, I'm getting ready. I did not get ready for this. This is me this morning. And yeah, I don't know, I'm just so tired, and I don't feel like it, and I don't like being on the computer right now. If you have any questions, I'm sorry, I'm rambling again. Look at me, go. Woo. Yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. I'll try to address them in upcoming weekly-ish updates. Yeah. And congratulations to anybody who's watching this and is pregnant too. Alright, so I will leave it to that because I'm rambling enough and this is long enough. But thanks for watching. I promise the other weeks will be shorter. And I will see you all with another update in the next few weeks. Bye.